being a church organist in the 21st century is scary, but full of promise at the same time. I was trained as a classically trained organist. I started off as an organ performance major. Halfway through my program, I said I needed a plan B, which is the reason why I ended up being a music ed major. Still focused on organ, still focused on church music, but I had a plan B. Unless you're in a major urban setting, there are very few full-time music director and very few full-time organist positions out there. If you're in the major cities, New York, Los Angeles, San Francisco, Houston, Dallas, where music programs are thriving in urban areas, you can be a full-time organist, you can be a full-time music director, no problem. Most churches do not have the luxury of hiring a full-time musician. One of the reasons why I became a music educator. I always knew that being an organist was going to be part-time for me. On the contrary, I put full-time work into being a part-time church musician. That is love, that's dedication, that's just what I enjoy doing. So most organists today find themselves saying, I'm a part-time organist and I have another career. Not necessarily music education. I know some organists where they're attorneys, they're accountants, they work as managers in various aspects of industry, and they're a part-time music director, a part-time choir director, a part-time organist.
I picked the most interesting instrument that you cannot carry around with you. And people said, why the organ? I started piano about 10, and I think starting piano at 10 is, what I call a late bloomer. But I always had this fascination, this interest. I even as a kid, I remember when we would go to Radio City Music Hall and they would have the organ, a little bit of organ playing before the show, before the Christmas spectacular. And I would pull my parents and say, we gotta go, I wanna hear the organ, And there's just such a vast array of sounds. And when one person has control of an instrument that's almost the equivalent of a symphony orchestra, and you can make from the loudest of louds to the softest of soft sounds, I just knew that that was the instrument for me. That's what I wanted to do, and I would make it happen. So the pedal board is the, I would say, the lower half of the keyboard, that the hands play. So that's more like the foundation or the lower notes of the instrument that you're going to find. Some people naturally say, okay, I got this, and they start using their feet. Me, I can definitely tell you it took a long time. It's kind of like a counterclockwise motion. When I learned piano, I got the right hand under control, check. Then we got to figure out, what are we going to do with the left hand? Then we get the left hand going along with the right hand, great, check, not a problem. That was with piano. I got this. When I sat down and started learning the organ, then you kind of like, what do I do with my feet? And then you realize, like, oh, I actually have to use my feet. Oh, yeah, I have to use both feet. No. So really, I remember this. Right hand, then I was able to get the left hand under control, and then it was the left foot. And you're pivoting your foot by your ankle, so you're using a toe heel motion. And then eventually we got the right foot involved. So I definitely remember that it was not an easy thing for me to learn. And then you're thinking, well, I got to pay attention to my hands. So once you get your hands under control, because now you're so busy paying attention to your feet that now you forget what's up in front of you on music, and you're like, oops, I gotta bring, I don't want to, I gotta see what's going on down here, but I gotta see what's going on up here. And that's just one of the problems. Then you have to worry about, well, there's voices and sounds and buttons and things that you pull and tilt. And now I could do it in my sleep. Then as a teenager, I just say, just again, slow and steady, but after a while you're thinking, oh, I got this, and then you introduce something new and like, oop, I don't have this. But yeah, the feet take a little bit of time. Again, the same way that you practice scales with your hands, there's a whole study and exercises and studies that you do for your feet as well. And some of it is not easy.
In the realm of church music, we find that there aren't many trained organists like I was, where we have a lot of pianists coming into a church music realm. I was very fortunate to have the foundation of understanding liturgy, of understanding scripture, understanding the rubric system of why certain things work in the church the way they do. Not everyone has received that foundation that I have as a church musician. So it's almost kind of a lost art or a dying breed in a sense. So those of us that still understand and embody what liturgy is in any setting in the Protestant church, I almost feel like that I'm the last of the few gatekeepers and holders of that information.